Okay, I'm here at UVU, Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was killed. Behind me, you can see the tunnel where Tyler Robinson went in. Behind me, this is 800th Street. This is where they caught him on camera, limping with the gun down his pants. TMZ is the one that broke that news. I'm gonna go onto campus now. Okay, here is the tunnel that he would have gone through as the Charlie Kirk event was just getting ready to kick off. And up here will be where the first cameras started to pick him up. All right, here's the stairwell. There's the first camera at UVU that picks up Tyler Robinson, and the stairwell as we climb up to the main campus where he would have been speaking, which will be over here. Okay, here's the Woodberry building. Now there is a video of a student coming in and a person runs right there. And this is actually the building that has a much better shot than even the Losee building, which I'll show you later. But as we come down here, you'll see the Charlie Kirk Memorial that has been built. They've put a giant flag right where he was removed. So there's a big memorial over there. And lots of people here right now paying their respect. Right down there is where that took place. Now, over here is where some people say a gunshot came from, or a reflection in the glass. Okay, so we're continuing on the UVU campus. So a student comes in late for the Charlie Kirk event, and he zooms in right here past the Spark Automotive over to the Losee Center, and he sees somebody run across the roof. It looks like Spark Automotive, but there's actually a big green belt and a sidewalk in between the two buildings. So he is on the Losee building. And as that student was coming in, he zooms way in and says, "Hey, there's somebody laying there on that building." All right, now I want to debunk one theory and give attention to another. So Ryan Mata and others, bless their hearts, they think that there might have been a shooter up here on Spark Automotive, but I'm going to show you that there is a massive green belt, stairs, and a sidewalk that go between, and the Losee and the Spark are different. Now, the Spark Automotive, it does have from the roof a very clear shot down to the Kirk event, but I'll show you, if you go back to the old video, right here is where Tyler Robinson was laying. Now, there is another video that's surfaced. This is the backside of the Woodberry building, but there was somebody up there at least at 12:06. So just maybe 14 minutes before Charlie Kirk gets going. And this one also has a really incredible sight line right down to where it was. But this is the known area where Tyler Robinson was, and I'll show you later the backside where he drops off. Okay, I am on the second layer of the Losee Center. The shooter was on the third layer. You can see right where I'm at, right down there, that's where Charlie Kirk was speaking. So this would have been an interesting shot, but Tyler Robinson was actually right there on the other side of this wall. I'm going to walk you up to where it was. All right, I'm on the second level of the Losee building. You can see right there the cameras. It's believed that he jumped over this fencing and then hid right here where he used that screwdriver the FBI found to put the gun together. These are the stairs where they believe that he went up. All right, I can't go any further. They've got no trespassing, but this camera may actually be new and not the original, but you can see, look how easy it is to get onto the roof. Literally just walked on. This is where they pick up on him running and jumping off that corner. And I will show you more about that here in a minute. All right, I've got to be honest with my audience. This is the easiest roof I've ever seen in my life to get on, like the easiest sniper nest to create. Now, it's believed he went over this wall and hid right here with that screwdriver the FBI found, and this is where he assembled the gun. And then he would have walked about 50 feet right there and then laid down in a prone position to get ready to take that shot, all within a couple of minutes. So I want to point out an error that I'm seeing in a lot of reporting, and I maybe did some of this too, but it's been said that the UVU campus has between 500 to 1,000 HD cameras around. I'm looking around the Losee building, the Woodberry building, down where Charlie was, all these buildings, almost none of them have cameras on them. So that could be one reason why we're not getting as much footage as we want and why they had limited photos. Now, I'm not saying the FBI isn't holding some of that back, because now we've gone from criminal to conviction, but you guys, I'm just here with my own eyes, like looking at over a dozen buildings, and I've seen almost no cameras on campus. Okay, I want to point out something else. Everyone's saying on the Google Maps, this is the triangle building that's between Losee and where Charlie Kirk was shot. They're saying, oh, that must have been a miracle shot because there's only inches. You guys, there are feet between here and here. That's probably 8 or 9 feet. That's where Charlie was down there. And then up here on the Losee building, he would have been right there. So just a perfect, easy shot down. I don't know why they did not have people on the ground looking up. I don't know why they didn't have drones in the air. I don't know why they didn't have security on top of buildings. A really precious memorial. You can see that is just right there, right where they found the imprint of his body in the prone position. It's just a perfect shot right down to where they had set up. Right over here is where a lot of people are speculating that a shot could have come from. This window right here is where they do pick up on a flash right as the bullet is released. It could, just based on reflection, be from Tyler Robinson. It could have been from something else. But the theory is that he was, shot in the right side of his skull behind his ear, and then it came out his neck. And the wound that we're seeing is the exit wound, but I don't know. I know that based on what Candace Owens has seen, there was nothing from behind. No bullet hole, no gore, no blood. But you can see just from there all the way up to the Losee building, everybody was focused on Charlie. Nobody was watching. Nobody had his front. All right, I'm as close as I can get. It's all taped off. They've got police, but if I could move over 8 feet, you would perfectly see where Tyler Robinson was. This is where it happened. This is where some people are saying, oh, there was a trap door and someone shot him from underneath. Just all conspiracy theory. But this is where the cars were parked that would have taken off and zoomed away to head off to the hospital. Okay, I'm standing over the top of where Charlie Kirk was shot. I want to point out a couple of really interesting things. If anyone had been where I am, you would have had a perfect view of Tyler Robinson. You would have seen his face you would have seen the scope, you would have seen the barrel of the gun right there. Right there on that building. You would have seen it perfectly. So sad. Now, the other thing, again, I pointed this out earlier. Look at all these buildings. There are no cameras. There's no cameras. So when they say there's not a lot of video footage, I'm now starting to believe that might be a camera right there. That's one in all of my view. There's a second one right there. The rest of these black dots, those are actually like drains off the roof. But right there, you would have perfectly seen on the Losee building, if there was somebody over here on the Woodberry where they did see someone on the roof, they would have had a great shot as well. And Spark Automotive, we've already shown you that those are two completely separate videos, but right there is where the shot happened from. This is the building behind the Losee, and I believe that is the security camera right there that picked Tyler Robinson up on camera running from that corner behind this glass building you can see, and then he comes right down to this corner where he jumps off with the gun not disassembled but wrapped in a towel. He jumps off right here, and then he runs up into this tree area where I'm going to head next. Now, there's a policeman watching me, but right over here, you see the video footage and they say, oh, this is AI because somebody disappears right there. Well, what you don't know, unless you're here like me on campus, is it drops downhill right there really, really quickly. So I don't believe that that is a fake AI, but this is where Tyler Robinson jumped. I don't know if that tape is new or not, but it's like a measurement tape right there. But right there is where he jumped, walked right through here very quickly, and then up into those trees. Okay, so from the Losee building, off that corner, he comes right up through here. And then this is what they're calling the woods. Oh, he deposited the gun in the woods next to somebody's chicken coop. From an aerial view, it just looks like trees in somebody's backyard with no fence. But when you're actually here, it's hard to see the tree for the forest, as they say, right? But you can see just how thick those trees are. So somewhere in here, he quickly goes and runs right up into this neighborhood, and then he disappears, and then he goes back down here to 800th Street, where he's picked up on that doorbell cam that TMZ put out, and then he's gone. He disappears. That's when the text messaging to Lance Twig, the boyfriend, begins. And then around 6:38, he's picked up on a Dairy Queen camera where they get an HD photo of him for the first time. Okay, I just want to end this video of the tour of UVU where Charlie Kirk was assassinated and killed by Tyler Robinson. I'm standing here at the corner that I have looked at and covered so many times of where he jumped. I'm sure his feet print are in there somewhere. Again, that's the building that has the camera that captured him. So sad. You know, I had the opportunity to interview Charlie a couple of times. The only political event I ever went to in my whole life was a Charlie Kirk event. I'm going to miss him. I'm trying to help bring clarity to a lot of people that are in mourning, help them to move on, to better understand this. At the same time, are there clues? Can we close off some of these conspiracy theories about video, shooter, double shooter, triple buildings, trap doors, all of that stuff? So hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments down below. What was your favorite thing about Charlie Kirk? Was this video helpful? If so, I can come out again. I'll continue to cover this story. Stay amazing, and I'll see you on the next one.